Okay, great map to start this out. Barles versus Miguel. Gift subs are flying in from Valorant and from others. We have a Shrine and we have a Fatoria to start this one off with lots of fish and oysters on this map. We have Italians from Barles. We have Britons from Miguel. What an interesting setup here. The Fatoria is on the water from Miguel, and Barles is kind of blocked off from the water here. So not the greatest map here from Barles, but is very exposed Fatoria over here from Miguel. Barles needs to find the water right away, and he's got a horse looking around, so he should be able to find it. This is not a restartable map. At least I don't think so, from an admin perspective. The water has hills. The water has hills. All right, let's keep Barles. We'll switch Barles to blue, I think. Yeah, we'll put Barles in blue. He's coming out here with the villager. He's going to pull in the boars. Miguel should be going for a dock shortly. The wood, the food, the gold, the stone, all going to be coming in from that Fatoria. So that really, really benefits a water start. Let's see if Barles goes for a dock over here. He goes for a dock over here. Oh, boy. Should be able to go for a follow-up dock quite soon. And he will spot that it's somewhat open over on this side with his horse. And he's going to spot that the water goes all the way around here. So I think he's going to be regretting this first dock, but he can follow up with another one quite quickly because of the wood coming in from the Fatoria. There's the dock for Miguel. Britons and Italians. The Boris, quite a bit of food on them. 534, 526. Barles could bring in these ones potentially. And this is the first game of a best of 5. Barles unfortunate for sure that he's got this full woodline set up, but it does kind of, it's like, it sucks at first, but it does kind of benefit him as well because it protects this Fatoria. This is so exposed here for Miguel at the back. And he's way more open than Barles is. However, Barles could get walled in. He does have theoretically unlimited gold because of the Fatoria, so gold early won't be an issue. We won't see the same thing like we saw with Monos and Ozone earlier, where Ozone got walled in and didn't have access to gold or stone. Those are coming in pretty consistently. With Italians as well, you could go and click up earlier with the cheaper Feudal Age and Castle Age, so Barles should be able to get a really, really solid... really solid castle time here. And maybe Imperial time as well. Board coming in from Miguel. Build should be solid from him too. Yeah, you can kill the boars with the TC now and be perfectly fine, Hanson. You can kill him with the TC and be perfectly fine now. Feudal Age on the way for both. Fatoria starts are so interesting, right? You basically have to go fast castle with them. Because your opponent is going to have so much res coming in anyway. You won't be able to do damage to them in time. Barles has now found the deep fish. Miguel's still fishing away, and Miguel thought about going for these guys over here. Oh my goodness! He sees the boars. He ran into this tiger, and he's trying to delay it as much as possible. He thought about going out for those, but with a Fatoria, is that even worth it? I don't know. Probably not. He's sending this guy out again. Pulls in the tiger. And sends the weak ones for the boar again? Or is he looking for a wall? Unclear. Why not send a full HP out for full HP Vill out for those? He doesn't even have loom. Miggy. Oh, Miggy. You better do something here, buddy. You better be able to block those. I don't know if you're going for a dock or if you're going for these things, but that does not look very good. Blacksmith coming up from him. Market from Barles right next to the Fatoria. He's still waiting for the wood to go for a blacksmith. With Italians, it feels like Barles could, once he clicks up the castle age with these fish, that res in the bank, and with the help of the market, it feels like he could almost go fast imp even. Stone walls from Barles. So he's explored Miguel's base. He might think, I think Barles is assuming that Miguel is also stuck into a wood line like this. He's assuming that it's even. He's going to go scout this way, and he's going to find out that it's actually open at the back for Miguel. He's trying to wall him in. He's absolutely cooking in his own mind here, thinking that he's fully walled in Miguel. And Miguel's going to be stuck. Still a good wall. And Barles will discover that Miguel is open. Castle Age on the way. Slightly faster for Barles. More res collected for Miguel so far. And Barles will come back here and he's going to be like, oh, what's going on here? Oh, what's going on here? Oh, he's wide open. And he's right next to the water. Barles is pissed. Barles is really mad now. And Miguel might be very confused about the setup from Barles. Look at this. From Miguel's point of view, it's like, oh, what the hell? This guy's fully walled in. Tree, check your DMs. Would not be surprised if Barles had sent something. All right, Miggy. No loom. Can you do it is the question. Will you do it? Do you dare? Do you dare, Miguel? Do you have the capability to bring in all 4 of these boars? 2,000 food. Barles will now go for War Galley upgrade. He takes the hill with the Fire Galley, so he's going to win this fight, potentially. Actually, I don't know if the Fire Galley has enough damage to take advantage of the hill. I think it looks like it's doing exactly the same, and it's taking exactly the same amount of damage. They're just going to go 1 for 1. The hill doesn't impact the Fire Galley. It might impact the Fire Ship. Barles now going for a Siege Workshop forward. Miguel can see this. Stone walls over here from Barles, so he's slowly walling in Miguel. Lots of food in the bank here for Barles. Second town center now going up for him. They're both fighting on water. Once again, Miguel's Feitoria right on the water here. It is extremely vulnerable to Navy. What is the solution to this Siege Workshop here from Miguel? Right now, he doesn't have one. Did he get loom? He didn't get loom. Yikes. Monastery now from Barles. Another dock potentially over here from Miguel. He still does not have loom. He's getting the second. He's getting the shaft. Gold shaft mining coming in. Yeah, I don't think the hills benefit fires at all. I think they're still doing the same damage. Barles now trying to wall off this side potentially. Miguel trying to take care of this. The mangonels. Oh, 4 villagers immediately. 4 quick ones for Barles. Miguel knew this was here. He's now going for a Siege Workshop. Maybe he was so busy on water he didn't actually see it. Loom comes in for Barles. Miguel, despite losing 4 villagers, still has the villager lead, but he's behind in fishing ships. And now he has to contend with fires coming in to try and snipe his fish, although he does have quite a navy coming around this way. So he's going to try and clear the fish from Barles. Much better scouting here for Barles. With these maps, Miguel should have been the one coming forward to wall this off. Victoria is still bringing in res, and Miguel is still a little bit ahead on res collected. Britons are really nice with this many herdables under the TC. And also had the fish a little bit earlier than Barles. Does Gillnets work on oyster collection? I would assume so, yeah. What a moment to pause here. You might think Barles is also on water. Barles is... He has good scouting. He knows what Barles base looks like. What a moment to pause. Boom. Monk comes out. Doesn't quite get the conversion. Miguel trying to afford his own mangonel. He's housed now. 80 population. He's going to go for a castle right here. On the wall. Fire's coming in. Fishing ships will go down from Barles. So now they both have 5. And Miguel's going to hunt those down. Redemption on the way for Barles to convert the mangonels from Miguel. He could also convert the Feitoria if Miguel is not careful. But the longbows should be out shortly from the Brazilian. Miguel's also going to lose his fish eco. And he's running out of herdables to take under the TC. Nice shot there from Miguel. Almost gets both mangonels. Not quite, though. Redemption's on the way in. Miguel should assume that Redemption will be coming in shortly with that monastery forward from Barles. 1 fishing ship for Barles, 0 for Miguel. He's trying to add in some more. And now he's losing his blacksmith. And he doesn't even have fletching yet for these longbows. If he wants to make any longbows. He hasn't queued them up yet. Did he get loom? Nope. Miguel is still no loom gaming here. Still does not have loom. Wow. He is taking care of the fish, though. That's nice. How many relics are on this map? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 relics. Wheelbarrow on the way for Miguel. Knight is now attacking the Feitoria, so he'll need to deal with this. Still no loom. Still no loom. And loom is on the way now. So loom is in. Barles, 3 HP on that knight. TC is being repaired. It's taken 7,500 damage. And Miguel will take out a monk. The TC will eject soon. It'll eject soon. Castle here from Miguel. He needs to keep this TC alive. He's got the mangonel protecting it. He's going for a shot now, but that mangonel could be converted. And if that mangonel is converted, really bad news for Miguel. The castle is here. He's building with a lot of villagers. Barles does lose the converted mangonel. The TC is going to go down and the castle goes up just on time. But Miguel does lose some villagers in the process. Barles can click up to him soon. He's going for another dock over here. Fishing eco is still there from Miguel. Damn. Slaughtered the horse. Rip. Bodcanero is coming in from Miguel. He's got a decent amount of longbows. He's running into the castle now from Barles. He sees it. No ballistics for him. But he can range some of the woodlines with the longbows from behind. And this eco is very clustered in here for Barles. But Imperial Age on the way. Miguel, 70 villagers against 61. He's got 5 fishing ships against 0. University coming in for him. He's trying to upgrade his longbows, but Imperial Age is going to be tough, man. That's fast fire for the Italians. That's some trebs to work away on these castles. Bombard cannons potentially for him. 7 on food. Well, he's got the Feitoria as well. He's buying some food now. What a weird map. 18 longbows is not bad. Like, Barles is going to try and go for a castle here. Will Miguel be able to see that? He will. He will. Bring the longbows over, bro. Miguel's focused on the mangonel. He could deny this castle. If he sees it. The longbows are going the other way. He's going to try and clear up this area. He probably knows he needs to get up to Imp. The Feitoria is helping out with that food eco. He's using the market heavily now. And he will click up to Imperial Age in the safer TC. But Barles will be there much, much faster. Longbows are dangerous, though. You get longbows set up with all the imp upgrades. It can be very tough to push that back with Italians. Very, very tough. And here comes Imperial Age from Barles. Treb's on the way. Just now getting Horse Collar. Longbows at the back here. Some sneak attacks with the extra range on every side of the wood line. This is going to be very frustrating for Barles. If a longbow gets over here, these guys are over here kind of shutting this down. Super cool to see this unit. It's not something we see very often outside of, like, Rage Forest, essentially. Fast fire ship now on the way from Barles too. The eco is pretty much even at this point. Miguel has 300 extra res collected. But he's also lost more. Feels like, anyway. Apparently the KD's in his favor, but... I mean, the amount of repairs he put into that TC... Germany. This castle's going to go down as well. He goes for another castle over here. Fast fire is in. Monks are going to be killed, but the dock was converted. Longbows, very frustrating. Barles is kind of stuck in here. He needs to move. He needs to maybe get down here, but the longbows will be hanging around in that area too. Miguel realizing he's about to be housed. He's going for more houses. He's going for another castle. He's in Imperial Age now. Bracer coming in. That upgrades their range as well, just by getting to Imp. So it's 5+4 range on the longbows. This wood line should be hit pretty soon by these things too. And it's a castle coming forward from Barles. That can't be a good idea. This cannot be a good idea. It just simply cannot. That castle ain't going up, Chief. It's not going up, man. He'll need to back away, and it's 80 villagers for Miguel. The longbow setup. Italians theoretically the better civ on this map, but you don't want to let Britons get to their ideal comp in Imperial Age. 33 longbows here for him, and the Trebs are just working away on the archers themselves. Chemistry coming in from Miguel. He's trying to snipe this trebuchet. Does he get it? The Trebs move forward. Misclick from Barles. Nearly pathing moment. That Treb's going to die. Barles forced to go for a tower here. And he calls the GG. He calls the GG. He's got longbows on every side of his wood line, being annoying. His castle was denied. His Trebs are going down. 35 longbows. Miguel takes the first win. He didn't know what army comp to make as Italians. That's a good point. Like, you have to go just full navy, I think, right? But even full navy against longbows, they just outrange everything. It's a difficult map to play for sure. Miguel gets away with one there. Well played. Not even Rams and Skirms. No, Rams and Skirms, it's just too difficult through the choke points there. Skirms won't do well against the longbows at all. That's for sure. They'll just get destroyed before they even get within range to fight. Oh, nope. Miguel's not in the first position. That's Barles. There we go. Okay. Game number 2 coming up. It is a best of 5. 3 seconds left. They are starting the games right away. Love to see it. Full Navy and Cannon Galleon play. The problem with Cannon Galleons against longbows is that they still get sniped down. The longbows killed them quite easily. What's the weirdest HyperRandom you've seen? I'd have to really think about that. I don't know. All right, we got ourselves a land map. Big wood piles on either side of this area. Hill in the middle with a pretty big gap in between those. So it's not really a choke point you can fully wall off easily. Miguel's playing as Magyars. Barles is playing as the Vikings. Looks like there's about the standard amount of meat on these boars combined. 600. We also have some ostrich here. They start with a camel. And then a little bit of stone, a little bit of gold. Near the main bases. More than a little bit of gold. More than enough gold to sustain if you want to wall up in the corners. We also have some pigs with 104 food on them. Are there any extra boars on this map? It doesn't really look like it. There's some smoke monkeys with 141 food, so those are actually decent. Some berry bushes as well. And yeah, we'll see what the play is here. Magyars should be better than Vikings on just a pure land map, but if the Vikings can wall up, they can take advantage of wheelbarrow and handcart. Shumi, thank you for the 7 months, man. Greetings from Germany. Greetings from Canada, my friend. Barles is pretty heavy favorite going into this map. Or into this set, rather. Miguel taking the first game is a good sign. And let's see how many relics we have. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of on Miguel's side. Got another one over here. And then another one in the middle. So relics do favor Miguel. I don't think this will be a relic matchup, though. God damn the zoom, man. You're on about the zoom again, aren't you? Jesus. Camels are going to kiss. There we go. Juju, thank you for the 28 months, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That zoom guy? Yosemite is definitely zoom guy. He's definitely the zoom guy. Will Miguel be here in time to lame this villager? Barles says no way. Nice play from Barles there. Alright, so a barracks coming up from Barles. He'll probably play into like men-at-arms with Vikings. You would expect scouts from Magyars. Miguel does spot these ostrich over here, and they actually have standard resources on them. So it's nice to have 5 ostrich, but you don't really have anything to push those in. I don't think the camel... I'm pretty sure the camel can't push those in. So that'll definitely hurt his early eco. It is close enough to the mill, though, where he could just take those long distance, probably. All right, Miguel's trying to click up. And he goes up to Feudal H. Barles, early barracks. He's also trying to click up, but he doesn't have enough food. He's not even close. What happened with his early build here? He had 2 boars. We saw 2 boars there from him. He had the one with 400 and then the other one with like 168 or whatever. So generally just a better build from Miguel. I guess 4 on wood kind of impacts that a little bit from Barles, right? He wanted to go for the barracks early. He built it a little bit too early, and there's feudal age coming in now. Thank you, Safe Haven. Appreciate it, dude. Thanks for the support. That's a great mining camp from Barles. Wow. That's a nice mining camp. I feel real good about that one. He should feel good about that one too. He sends 2 extra villagers over to the gold, so he's going to have 3 on gold. Militia will be coming out. He will be taking the hunt over here, and he's going to try and play men-at-arms, but it's much, much faster for Miguel. 17 villager up for him and into the stable immediately. And Miguel's got enough food to spend on some scouts. Maybe he could get the farm upgrade. Maybe he can just go take this hunt over here. That could be really valuable. And against the men-at-arms opening, like, having forging for free on your scouts is really valuable. Really, really valuable. It's kind of negated, I guess, a little bit by the Viking extra HP. So it balances out somewhat, but... forging is good. More pigs coming in for Miguel. Big walls coming in from Barles. He'll get wheelbarrow for free in feudal age. He's walling off the hunt over here. He's walling off the front side of his base. He's walling off the side of his base now. And the men-at-arms are coming forward. As of Rec, thank you for the 5 months. Miguel knows that it's probably going to be an infantry play. He didn't see the barracks earlier, but he's playing up against Vikings. And yeah, the quick walls come in. Or the pre-walls, rather. As the men-at-arms are in at the back of his base, he might be tempted now to add an archer range to deal with this. His scouts are rolling forward. And he's going to discover the big walls from Barles. And Barles is going to be fully walled here by the time Miguel shows up. So nice job from Barles. Like, if you're going to wall up with big walls like this, you got to fully commit. And I think he had 5 villagers building at one point. He's not letting Miguel in. Not giving him any chances here to do damage with these scouts. Miguel is blocked off. The way is shut. Spearman now coming forward from Barles. This makes this push a lot more dangerous against the scouts anyway, because they're going to have spearmen to protect. So that means skirms need to come out from Miguel. He's not on gold, so he can't really go archers. He can make 1 archer, but I think he's going to save that for fletching. And Miguel sees the extent of this army now with this camel. So it's 3 men-at-arms, 2 spearmen. Very calm response to this from Miguel. This is nice. He'll just calmly go for a gate. He has the walls around the wood line. He pulls the exposed villager away. And just more skirms and scouts. However, it's always in the back of your head when you're playing up against Vikings. It used to be there more so when Vikings were more common. But the fact they have wheelbarrow, and you know they've gotten wheelbarrow for free, just kind of weighs on your mind, right? You know their economy is probably going to be better than yours. The longer you stick to feudal age here without doing any damage, the Vikings are going to cook, especially once these farms come up. Neither Barles nor Miguel finding any opportunities. And Miguel's pulling the skirms away. So he's trying to send the skirms forward to support his scouts. He needs to make sure he doesn't overchop anywhere. Right now he's being pretty careful with it. But if Barles ever punches through here, that wood line is going to be very difficult to defend for Miguel. You can't really villager fight against 3 men-at-arms and 2 spearmen. Archers are being added behind from Barles. He might actually delete the wall and sneak these around to meet up with this army. That could be a nice play for him. Fletching is going to come in soon for Miguel, as he now adds the blacksmith. Town watch coming in so he can track this a little bit better. He's also housed a little bit. And Barles is not going to like the looks of this. The skirmishers behind the scouts. The scouts with forging. So they're punching through the walls quite quickly. And his archers are at risk without fletching behind this. The skirms are going to be able to pick those off. He's also off of gold, so the archer production will be stalled out a little bit. Unless he goes to the gold at the back, which he has access to. There's an overchop between the walls. There's actually not an overchop here. There's a tree. And now it's a tower from Barles, and he loses a vill. Good damage here from Miguel. Res collected ahead for Barles. You would expect that with Vikings. Even with the amount of walls he did, you would definitely expect him to be in the lead in terms of res collected. And you can see it. Like, you can definitely see the impact of wheelbarrow. My guy has 800 food in the bank. Anyone who plays Vikings knows there's points in Feudal Age and Castle Age where you look up at your res counter and you're like, how is this possible? Especially once you're in Castle Age. You got 3 TCs producing, like 14 on food, and you look up and you still have 600 food available. It's a nice eco bonus. Market goes up from Barles. He'll be able to click up soon. Miguel just now going out to the gold, and because he sent his skirms forward, he wasn't able to clear up this army, and now the gold income is going to be limited for him, so he needs a market as well. He has done some decent damage, but Castle Age is in the queue here for Barles. Barles is dead if he breaks in. I think it's really tough for Miguel to break in here. And it's Barles that breaks in first. He's going to kill 2 villagers here from Miguel. So Miguel got 1 earlier. He's going to lose 2 on the gold. He goes for the market. He needs to sell some resources. Might end up actually selling his stone. And he's going to try and click up. Barles still with an outrageous amount of food in the bank. He could even go knights. Going knights against Magyars isn't ideal, but with this food eco, send some villagers out to this gold at the back. Maybe some more on this one, if you secure it. Knights wouldn't feel too bad with Vikings, especially if you hide them in the back of your base. Make the stables back here. 2 knights to clear the army. I'm thinking, like, with this res, I'm thinking double stable plus 2 armor knights, and then you show up with, like, 7 or 8 of them. And Miguel might not be prepared for that. Like, he's got food for days. We'll see what the solution is here from Barles, though. He actually might buy some stone and just go 2 extra town centers. Looks like the camel is still scouting nicely for Barles. The camel inactive here for Miguel. Auto scout would be huge for this.
I was anxiety bounce, but you will now know me as Uncle Veins.
Uncle Veins? Thank you for the 6 months in advance, Uncle Veins. That sounds so weird, dude. Extremely veiny. Also extremely uncly. He's an unk now. That's my name? Oh. Oh. Thank you for the 6 months in advance, Unk. That's your nickname? How did you get that nickname? Are you veiny? First name Uncle, last name Veins. Very vascular. So Miguel did end up selling the stone. He's going to go Elite Skirm, Bod Canero. If we think about the late game comps, we said it earlier today, there's not much that can match up against Magyars, and Vikings definitely cannot in the late game. The Vikings are going to have to take advantage of their better eco. Free wheelbarrow, free handcart. They're going to have to find a timing window here to do damage to the Magyars, because if everything is equal in the late game and the Magyars have their setup, the Vikings can't, they just can't do anything. Recurve bow, cav archers with Magyar Hussar in front. What do you make against that? Skirm Berserk? Kind of yikes. And Barles will know that. He's got that second TC, though, and he's already expanding his economy. Handcart is huge. 14 villagers in the queue. This is what I mean with Vikings. Like, you get the farm set up early, and you can just keep up that production forever. The skirms and the scouts are coming in, though. There is a TC here that Miguel can see. It's an annoying position for him to place himself for Barles, but it's not a position that he can really do any significant damage. I do like this from Miguel. So he's scouting over here with this cav archer. If Barles wants to expand this way, Miguel can send some units over there to disrupt that. Oh, there's 5 skirms stacked up there. The Mangonel is coming. Miguel needs to get out, and he knows he needs to leave now. He has overstayed his welcome in this area. Nice attack around there from Barles. Split. I don't think you want to play this game if you're Miguel. I don't think you're getting much value from sitting here and trying to micro against the Mangonel. I really don't. Siege Workshop now coming up from him. Cav Archers coming in as well. He'll sit a Cav Archer right here and start working away on that wood line. He does have the second armor upgrade. He does have ballistics. He does have Bod Canero, and he's got horse or Hus bloodlines. Fuck me. I've said it 1,000 times. Why can't I remember the name? Woof! I almost called it Blooddrandry. Horse lines. He's got horse lines. Husbloodry. He's got it all, dude. Miguel's still over here with some skirms. He's disrupted the eco somewhat, but not enough. Guard tower now on the way from Barles. 20 villagers in the queue now. 20 vills in the queue. That is 1,000 food. And the second TC comes up for Miguel. The monastery was added here from Barles. He'll try and come out for this relic, and the bear actually might help. These things don't even see the monk. The bear is going to kill these skirmishers. Bruh. Okay, it's very difficult for Miguel to push now. He needs to realize that and start adding an eco. Second TC is great, but like 70 villagers against 55. Hand cart against no wheelbarrow. You win in the late game, and Miguel will be aware of that. Magyars win in the late game here against the Vikings. You just need to hold them in somehow. Castle from Barles. Maybe Barles uses the Vill queue to keep his score lower for some reason? No. My man is just queuing up Vills, and he's going to have a really good imp time. Let's quickly take a look at the food collected discrepancy. 1,500 more. There's your imp. There's the food for imp. Right in the stats. Cav Archer's coming in. Ooh, Barles was very distracted. Nice job from Miguel. Look at this raid from Miguel. This is very unlike Barles. He's just now noticing, and that's a super demoralizing feeling for him. 7 villagers lost. He'll send the crossbows back here, so Miguel gets some value. Just a little bit. But now he's going to lose these Cav Archers unless he can find a good fight against the crossbows, which he basically can't. Yeah, Cav Archers are all going to die. Barles will have a teeny window to do... Barles is going to have a big window to do damage here, dude. He's going to have like 5-6 minutes to do damage. Miguel still only has 9 on food. With no wheelbarrow. No horse collar. Barles will go for the 3rd and 4th town center now. Still 16 villagers in the queue. Food for days. Stone wall the side. Yeah, a stone wall across here, a stone wall across here might have been nice for Miguel, but that's a lot. That's very expensive, right? It's a lot of time building, and it's a couple treb shots away from cutting through. So from his perspective, maybe not worth it. Imperial Age is in from Barles. Miguel trying to get his food eco set up. He does take out 1 mangonel. He's still putting on a little bit of pressure. A double siege workshop for the mangonels. So Barles will need to clear all of this stuff before he can push back across the map. However, he does have a villager coming this way. He's got villagers over here, so maybe he might go for like a castle in this area. If he feels comfortable enough at home to do that. With Bracer, he should be able to micro down these mangonels now. 1 mangonel. Second one should go down here. Yep, 2 mangonels. 3, 4 mangonels. This did not buy Miguel any time at all. Castle now going in the middle for Miguel, and he knows it's over. Yeah, he just gives up. There's no time to stop this. He hasn't even clicked up the imp. His eco isn't set up at all. Barles winning that one, and the series is 1-1, and it all comes down to that Viking economy. The food was just way better for him. Miguel tried to pressure. He tried to do some damage. He felt like he needed to. Because that's what you normally do against Vikings. I think he would have been better suited adding economy sooner off of the initial scout skirm push without going super heavy into aggression. Uncle Veins, thank you for the 10 gifted sub. Valorant gifted 6 as well. We love Valorant. Dude, that is like the maximum it can gift for 10. Valorant loves Uncle Veins as well. Thank you, Mr. Veins. Thanks, Unc. Hell yeah, Valorant. We love Valorant. I might even go pro in Valorant. Thoughts? Me and Uncle Veins, we're going to start a Valorant team. That's right. Thank you so much. Let's go. Co-stream the Valorant Major. How about that? Rudy, thank you for the 5 gifted, and Valorant gifting 3 on top. Valorant's being very generous today. Extremely. We'll add Rudy into the team. We'll add Rudy in. Rudy's going to be on our Valorant team. How many people on a Valorant team? Is it 5? I think it's 5. We have 2 open spots. Me, Rudy, Uncle Veins. Where is my army with the 5 gifted and Valorant gifting 2 as well? We got Where is my army as our 4th. We need a 5th. Plus a coach. Yeah, and a coach. We freaking love Valorant. We also love Where's My Army. We also love Rooting. We like Uncle Veins, although we think the name is a little creepy. We should have a vein-based name for sure. And a driver for the van? Yes. And a manager of the fan club. And some groupies as well. Game 3, Islands. Burmese against Hindustanis. And this is actually nice for Miguel because he can see where the relics are. He doesn't know it's a full water map, though. They both start with a galley, so they're going to get good scouting anyway. Sheesh. Eric! Because you got CH at the end. Thank you for the 5 gifted as well. Eric rounds out our team. Me, Eric, Rudy, Where's My Army, and Uncle Veins. Going to the next Valorant Major. They also start with a king. And this is King Alfonso, so it is not regicide. They do not need to keep this alive. Thorny for the 5 gifted. Valorant with another 3. Let's go. Okay, Thorny's the coach. We've got a full roster now. Thorny can coach us up. Thorny, do you know how to play Valorant? Nope. Good. We get a fresh start. We get a new perspective. We're going to define the meta. We're going to win with strategy. I don't even know what it is. Even better, Waylander might be on the team too. All right, so this is a pure water map. It's landlocked here for Barles. Miguel playing as the Hindustanis, and it is not landlocked for him. He's got a full island, and Barles is already attacking the house. This is not a regicide start because the king's name is not Keep Me Safe or whatever, or regicide start or whatever it would be. How much value is on the fish? It's a decent. Barles calls the re. Okay. Didn't want to do that with Burmese, I suppose. Didn't want to play a full island map against Miguel. Makes sense. And we go into game number 3 again. Each player gets 1 re. So we have Thorny, Where Is My Army, me, Rudy, and Uncle Veins. And Eric. Thorny's the coach. Eric is our final player. Rihanna, thank you for the gifted sub to Barles. Good gifter. Can you cancel the prediction or do you have to pay it out? No, we just keep the prediction, dude. It's just a re. They just go back and do it all again. 30 seconds left until our next game. The spec countdown is counting down, and it's Aztecs for Miguel and Mayans for Barles. So full mezzo matchup here. What kind of food is Valorant? Soup. Ooh. Sorry, I'm getting kicked out of my apartment on Monday. For a day. Not like for a day, dude. Sorry. I have to respond to them. There's some construction going on. It's only for a day. I have to let them know. All right. Miguel playing Aztecs. So it looks like we're fully walled here. Another full wall over here for Barles, and he's playing as the Mayans. And do we have double gate? No, this is not a double gate situation. They both start with a condo. And they're going to be wandering around with this guy. This map has only fish in the corner. This is a super interesting map. So, no fish anywhere around here on either side. The only fish available is on walkable terrain. And there's also a boar at the back there, and there's a lot of chickens around here, too. How much food on the boars inside? Quite a bit, actually. 705 on those. Got some chickens they can find. We got some gazelles with 169 food on them. How quickly do they find the water at the back is the question. How quickly do they see the fish? There's no fish visible here. Miguel, is he going to go to the corner? He is, and he sees fish. And it's got 371 on it. And he's going to see more fish. Or that's Barles, not Miguel. Sorry, that's Barles. So Barles will be fishing that area. Miguel, not so fortunate. He doesn't know. He doesn't know it's a water map at all. They also start with a stable, too, which is pretty cool looking. We could see Zlotto Warrior for both. Aztecs can convert enemy stables, so they make it, I won't say frequently, but somewhat frequently. Same with Incas, if they happen to convert a stable. Mayans is very rare. You have to start with a stable. Or you have to have all techs on or something like that. At which point you could just make knights. Oh. Miguel? Are we going back here? Miguel? Are we going back here? Barles is coming back here. He's going to have to be careful, though, because you do start with a condo, right? So I think if you want to stop him from getting into your fish, you're going to need to wall off this side or something. I think it's fully walled over here. Who has the best stable out of the Meso Civs? They're all the same, bro. They all get the same upgrades. Yep, wall over here. Super smart from Barles. And Miguel still doesn't know. He still doesn't know. He still hasn't even taken his chickens. Rip. Now, there is a risk here that if Barles invests too much on the water, Miguel could get really good timings. With like an early monk push or something like that. And the front side of Barles' base is pretty open, but I mean, it should just benefit Barles that he has fish and Miguel doesn't. Wonder what the build is here from Miguel. Is this like fast feudal eco upgrades? It's been running into a lot of wildlife around here, so his condo is pretty weak. It's weaker than Barles for sure. No, really? I mean, I guess the fortified palisade walls only have 300 HP, but this seems like a really easy defense here from Barles, especially with the fish eco backing him up. It's going to be some sort of men-at-arms forward range or tower build here from Miguel. He can't make scouts. He can only make Zlottos from this stable, and Barles will know. So Barles has scouting here on not only his fish, but the fish from Miguel. And he's going to see that Miguel has not docked back here. He's also going to see the feudal age coming in, so he'll expect some sort of either... There's two options here with faster feudal. It's either Miguel knows about your fish, and he's going for a grush. There's three options, actually. He knows about your fish. He's going for water pressure. Extremely unlikely. You can cross that one off the list. It's a tower rush. More likely. The most likely. Or it's like a feudal eco upgrade boom. Only 3 things he could be doing here. And now, with the condo attacking the wall, it's likely to be the tower rush. Or the forward range, whatever it is. Luma's already in for Barles, so he should be fine here. Condo's still working away. The condo is going to help punch through this gate really fast. So the timing is going to be quite nice here for Miguel. But there is a condo as well from Barles, right? And that's going to be dealing with these archers here. And distracting this dude so the villagers can actually repair. Still no fletching in from Miguel. He loses 1 archer. Feudal Age is going to come in from Barles, and he should comfortably be able to get away with a fast castle. Although this is a very nice tower from Miguel to shut off the wood line. And what is Barles lacking right now? He's lacking wood. He invested a lot into this fish boom. He's not able to go for both of his Feudal Age buildings yet. Although he already has one of them in the stable, so he basically only needs to go for the market, I suppose. Yeah, this should work out fine for Barles. Market or a blacksmith, and he's good. Miguel is still trying to cut off all the resources. He realizes Barles is going fast castle now, and look at the res collected for Barles, almost 1,000 ahead. Oh, boy. This is going to be an early resign from Miguel, I think. It might be get to Castle Age and Miguel resigns, potentially. Plumes, I guess. He is on stone. Stone walls behind. Miguel can't really push in here. Miguel does not have enough stone for another tower yet. Barles can unqueue his villagers and click up if he realizes. Can unqueue those 2. And he can go up. And he does. He could even go for a forward tower. It's a little risky. Forward castle. It's a little risky. Defensive castle would be better. What would make Miguel go for this strat if we assume he doesn't know about water? Maybe he thinks Aztecs are worse than Mayans long term. He saw he had a condo, which could help him push. Doesn't want to play late game against Barles? I don't know. Barles will go for more stone walls. He could go for a tower as well, but he probably wants to save a little bit of stone. It's less investment for the gate and the stone walls than it is for a tower. And he needs that stone for a castle, right? I think Miguel resigns at 1642. $16.44. Okay. That's not a castle. That's a market. That's a castle. Nope. Didn't do it. Miguel pulls his units back. He still doesn't know about the fish boom back here. Miguel plays on. Let's go. I don't think Miguel resigns. I think he wins the game. Oh, damn. And Miguel's going to click up soon. He shifts over this way, goes up to the castle age. He knows he's going to have to fight up against plumed archers here pretty soon. And more fish are on the way. from Barles. If only Miguel had scouted the corners. I keep saying this. If you're going to play HyperRandom, I mean, some of you in chat might be playing in the tournament. We might have some lurkers that are actually playing in the tournament. We might have some people that are going to play in the Community Cup version of the tournament. Always check the freaking corners. Always. It did very necessary to check the corners. Archer's not working away on this palisade wall. Barles could go for the walls a little bit further back. He doesn't want to let these archers in. He doesn't want to let Miguel know about the fish. And he's just confirmed with another pass from this fire galley that there's no fish from Miguel back here. And now plumes are going to be extremely difficult for Miguel to deal with. Miguel thinks that Barles' eco is super bare bones. That he, like, scraped a fast castle out. Oh, here it is. The Lotto Warrior. Let's go, dude. Hell yeah. Cool looking stable in the castle age, eh? Look at this thing. And he looks so cool as well. Look at that. Look at that guy. Oh, yeah, baby. As I was saying, though, Miguel thinks that Barles has a really weak eco right now. That's not the case. I think he would be stunned to find out that Barles has 1,000 extra res collected. Because he has no idea about the fish. And so far, that's kind of the defining factor in this game. You got to scout the corners, man. Crossbows in. Get some kills on the plumes. The plumes produce pretty quickly, and they are pretty cheap as well. But that's a decent-sized crossbow mass there from Miguel. As this Lotto comes in, it's not able to deny this siege workshop because Barles isn't paying attention. Trying to save his plumes. He's trying to get in over here, too. Miguel, 39 villagers against 47. 0 fishing ships. There's 7 fishing ships here from Barles. And even if he gets in here, like, there's a castle. How does one do damage against this setup from Barles? It's going to be incredibly difficult. And Barles will now TC over on this side, too. How much food on the smoke monkeys? 98. That's not bad. Scorpion coming out from Miguel. Still not moving forward, though. And the crossbows are still looking for a way to do damage, but it's stone walls behind here from Barles. Still plenty of fish available, too. 2.1k. Ballistics is in. The plumed archers will start sniping the villagers. And he's got plumes on both sides. And Miguel will see that ballistics is in. And he kills one villager, but can't do any damage. In addition to that villager he killed, he calls the GG. And he's going to be pretty mad that he didn't scout the corners when he looks at this map. He's going to look at this. He's going to be like, I thought there was no fish whatsoever. From his POV, it didn't look like there was anything here in the water. And then, of course, you see the map at the end of the game, and you can see that Barles has 9 fishing ships behind this. Please not again an FC from Barles next game. I like FCs. I think FC games are, in general, more entertaining than full feudal games. I mean, there are some exceptions, but like watching Scout Skirm versus Scout Skirm is like, ugh. Blah. No one's GG timing was even close. Yeah, we're washed, dude. Absolutely washed. All right, so potentially the final game here. Let's see if Barles can win 3 in a row. He's going to get Khitans, but Miguel is going to get Persians. Both have very good civs here. It all depends on the map now. If it's a hybrid map, you really favor the Persians. We going game 5? All right. You think Miguel's going to win this? Okay. Looks like it's a nomad start, folks. This will benefit the Persians. And Miguel, I think, still has his re. Barles has used his. So Barles is not going to like this at all. Nomads start against Persians. They start with 6 villagers. Chickens coming in now from Miguel. He can use those to scout. He can get his TC up, and he's already got a dock over here. Interesting nomad start. This is another, like, delta, like a river delta here. Plenty of fish in this area, and Barles is going to go for a TC or for a dock over here, too. He's Khitans, though. Yeah, but Persians are better on nomad starts than Khitans. If you get the farm set up, you're Gucci. Or pastures, rather. But look at all these boars. Oh. I was going to say look at all these boars, but the food on them is not very good. 267, 103, 267. Our galleys have 124 on them. Chickens. These ones only have 38. Another boar up here, 267, 103, 267. Not a lot of food on these boars whatsoever. Barles has access to a bunch of them as well, but limited. Limited food. So Miguel should be ahead here. Although it looks like Barles got his TC up just a little bit faster than Miguel. He's 1 villager ahead. He's also got great scouting if you look at the minimap. There's blue everywhere. And dude, he is going crazy with the chicken scouting right now. He's got like 8 different scouts going every which way. Let's take a look at what Miguel's doing. Miguel's scouting is pretty good too. But some of his chickens aren't moving. A lot of his chickens aren't moving. They're standing still. They don't have the greatest line of sight, so you got to keep them walking around, you know? You just got to keep pecking away at this this fog of war. Get as much information as you possibly can. "13 villagers for Miguel, 3 fishing ships. 13 villagers here for Barles, 3 fishing ships. The TC for Miguel will be producing faster, so he should gain a villager lead. I think he was running into problems because his boars were all over here. Don't know if he saw those. He sees a couple of them. But they weren't as close to his TC as they were for Barles as well. He's found him now, though. He sorted it out. He was taking the chickens early. Look at this scouting from Barles. He knows what the map looks like completely. And I think he assumes that Miguel is over here because he sees a house. Miguel doesn't really know what the map looks like. Only his side. And he also doesn't really know where Barles is either. If you're going to open in Feudal Age here, it probably should be a water contest, right? You find where their dock is. He's going to lose a chicken over here. So he might assume that's the dock. You find where their dock is, you go galleys. Try and snipe their fish. And then figure it out from that point forward. Look at those gold locations for Miguel. I was just thinking that, yeah. It's going to be a bit rough for him. Oh, no, he has one right under the TC, but it's only got 289 gold on it. Ugh. Ugh. This is the gold he kind of wants to go for. There's another gold over here. Only 556 on that one. 574 on this one. Doesn't feel like there's actually that much gold on this map. You look at the minimap and it looks like there's a ton. 33.7k. The piles just don't have that much actual value on them, right? So you're going to have to be shifting gold spots quite a bit. This overlay is fire. I can see the civ bonuses. Yeah, you can. Shout out to Chippy. Feudal Age on the way for both. Miguel with 21 villagers, 6 fishing ships. Barles, 18 villagers, 6 fishing ships. And Miguel didn't even get loom yet. So a good start for Miggy. Second dock there for him. It's going to be a barracks for Barles. I think there is an argument here for Barles to just kind of like mildly contest water, right? You don't have to open with water. Just force Miguel to invest a little bit into it, and then you work your way into pastures as soon as you can. Because that's where you're going to get your big bonus from with Khitans. The add-on is showing Aztecs versus Mayans matchup. Oh, so it's not reset from the previous game then. Takes a while. It just basically reads what's on my screen. Like, it's not plugged into the game or anything like that. Okay, 1 fire galley on the way from Barles. It'll be galleys for Miguel. Galleys will snipe the fish way faster. And Miguel lost a chicken over here, so he might assume that's where the dock is. That's a good assumption. Barles still doesn't know where the dock for Miguel is, but, I mean, the only shoreline he hasn't really scouted is here. So it makes sense that's where it would be. Still no walls here from Miguel. He's on gold, but this gold will not last for very long. 250 gold on each one of those piles or whatever. So he's going to need to move at some point. It's going to be kind of difficult for him. Barles has found the fishing eco. He's not really heavily investing into water. He's not even on gold right now. He is just fully focused on making scouts, getting the mill up, and then probably setting up his pastures as well. Forging will act twice for the Khitan scouts. So they're going to have 5+2 attack. Very, very powerful here in Feudal Age. Miguel's eco is still pretty contained. So he can use his TC to fire away on these scouts, but he will need to expand for gold at some point. And that's when Barles can probably hit him. However, Barles is losing the fish. Miguel's going to feel good about that one. Maybe he can add in some more fish of his own. Scouts are roaming around now. Spearmen are on the way out. And there's the archer range from Miguel. Not the greatest position for an archer range, if I'm going to be honest, on the stone. I guess there's not a lot of stone there, but still. And yeah, these Khitan scouts just do crazy amounts of damage in Feudal Age. That extra +1 attack is so huge. That's nice for Miguel, getting good damage against a scout. Really, really solid. He's making off with the chickens. Stop this man. What a mill here for Miguel. I mean, he can't really make it anywhere else, can he? Oh, and he fails the quick wall too. He gets that one, though. He gets the more difficult one. Okay. The mill for 1 Argali, and so he can add in some farms, I suppose. The gold is almost completely gone here from him, too. So he'll need to stretch out this way. Market coming out from Miguel. Still 8 fishing ships. Res collected will start to really show here for the fishing ship difference. However, we have 6 pastures already from Barles without domestication. But still, bringing in food quite quickly. Scouts are coming in again. Miguel is not respecting the scouts from the Khitans. He's not respecting it. He's added in a few more fish, which is nice to balance it out a little bit, but he has lost 2 villagers. And he does need to stretch out now for the stone and for the gold, and he's going for a tower. 2 spearmen here. I don't know if Barles can take out these 2 spearmen. He does take out another villager. Still doesn't equal out the fishing ship discrepancy. But it's nice, and he loses a scout and he leaves. 6 scouts now from Barles, and he's about to click up to Castle Age. Miguel still hasn't full walled this area. Miguel is far ahead, in my opinion. Yep. It's hard for me to get over feeling like the pastures are just completely broken, though. Like, he should be really, really far ahead with the amount of fishing ships he has. But the res collected is still staying kind of even here. And Barles has sniped a couple villagers. He's got a fully walled base back here, so he's actually secure. And Miguel is just going to be constantly responding to these soon-to-be light cav raids around his eco. If Miguel can get to Castle Age at a decent time, and he just clicks up now and gets some TCs up, maybe. But for whatever reason, even though he doesn't have any presence on water, I like the position from Barles. And Barles could even go into heavy cav archer, too, in Castle Age. That is something that the Khitans get. We might see a heavy CA against Persian CA. You never know. Why archers, though? Well, generally, scouts don't get a whole lot of value on Nomad. The exception here for Barles is that he gets double bonus from forging. And he has the pastures, right? But when you can TC right on a wood line, there's not a lot generally for the scouts to hit. And also, Miguel was going gold wood for his navy. So the transition into archers seems to make sense for that, right? Barles is getting back on water. Barles comes in again. Snipes another villager. Miguel can't wait until he has the ability to make another TC to protect himself. This is not enough spearmen. Archers are trying to come in here. They might get in there on time. It's going to be close. If he clicks in, Barles should get that wall up, though, just in time. And there's the TC for Miguel. Please wall this off, dude. Please wall this off, Miguel. It's just time after time. He's not putting the walls down. He's busy with other stuff, right? Like, Miguel just gets to that as it's being walled up. He doesn't go for the pre-wall around the TC. He loses more villagers. He's going to lose more fish coming forward here because he didn't upgrade his ships. Now he's going into demos to try and stop the fires from Barles, but Barles is looking pretty comfortable here. Res collected is still ahead for Miguel. He's going to get this TC up, but he's at risk of losing all of his fish because Barles has 2 docks over here with the war galley upgrade. Trying to snipe those things as Miguel finally kills a villager. Let's go. War galley upgrade coming in for Miguel. Goes for some fires. Might be able to hold the navy from Barles at bay. And Barles goes for a second town center now. Res collected. Still 500 ahead for Miguel, which is good. And now the camels are out to chase the light cav down. Iron casting came in for Barles, though, so it's 7+4 attack on these light cav. And it's going to be 6+4 in his camels, too. I like this from Miguel, though. He's kept his fish alive. Let's go. Barles is trying to come in here. Sneak attack on the other side. He's just hunting down the fish. He doesn't care about the navy. He just needs to hunt down the fish and stop this fish boom as quickly as he possibly can. And he only gets 3 fishing ships with these fires. Solid defense. Solid defense for Miguel, and Miguel is now in. He's in with the archers. He made it through the wall over here. Obviously, we saw him snipe the villager earlier. Not too much damage to be done with these, but it's enough. He's stalling out a couple pastures. He's forcing Barles to not pay attention to raiding his base, and now Miguel is going for a third TC. Let's go. Miguel's stabilized. Perfect. We're getting to a good position to potentially go game 5. We'll see what Barles can do from this spot. He's now queuing up a Cav Archer, so we could see the heavy CA play. I think it's a little bit more difficult now that he has to come back and deal with this army, and Miguel is just free to expand his eco as much as he wants over on this side. It's going to be tough for Barles. Okay, the Spearman got some good value, but 6+4 camels is pretty devastating. Those will kill the archers and the Spearmen so quickly. And the chicken can't do shit about it. War galleys now coming in. There is like this little river that you can't be hit on by land units in the middle here. It's going to be super tough, though, for Miguel to stay in that. And Miguel can't even range this because he doesn't have Bodkin Arrow. That might be a good tech to get. That could be a very annoying position there. He could potentially range the TC, I think. Definitely those villagers. He could deny the woodline for sure. 55 villagers here for Barles. 51 villagers for Miguel, and he only has 2 fishing ships now, and the res collected is even. And Barles will go for another dock, so Barles is kind of pulled back again. And he's ahead on res collected now. The pastures are going to start to cook here, folks. Wheelbarrow is in. More pastures coming up from him. 1, 2, 3, 4 extra. And Miguel still playing a little too open for my liking over on this side. How many relics on this map? 1, 2, 3. Are there only 3? 4. Where's the 4th one? South? Oh, down here. Okay. What can Barles see? He can't see any relics. He can't see any. There's one over here. There's one over here. There's one in the south. He might be he brought one in. Okay. He can't see the other 3, though. Wheelbarrow coming in for Miguel. More fishing ships on the way for him, too. Res collected. Almost. Oh, my God, dude. The pastures have cooked. It's now like 700 res collected ahead. He was behind basically the whole game. 12 villagers in the queue for Barles. Bodkin Arrow coming in. Monks, light cav, cav archers, and camels. And a couple skirmishers coming forward. And the light cav are looking for raids again. And Miguel is still open here. Still open. If Barles wants to come in. And eco upgrades, yep. It's the wood upgrade, which Miguel is still lacking. Other than that, pretty similar. With no armor, though, he can't raid. Challenge accepted. He's got 11 attack on these light cav. 1 villager. 2 villagers. Big attack happening over here against Miguel. 3 villagers. And he'll lose against the camels. But he goes for a forward castle. He pulled the camels away. He's still got the cav archers here. Looks like he killed a villager on the farms. Heavy CA is coming in. And he still has 15 villagers in the queue. With the castle going up now. Does Miguel see this? He should, right? He doesn't see the castle. Oh, boy. Comes in here for the monks. Gets 1. Does get a second one as well. The camels come in from Miguel, but he doesn't have an army to deny this. He'll need to go for a defensive castle himself, and he can't take out that castle until he's in Imperial Age. And he doesn't have a huge fishing eco either. So he's not even taking advantage of the water that he's controlling right now. Doesn't have bodkins, so these things can't range any of the eco from Barles. And Barles is now like 1.5k res collected ahead, and Imperial Age is on the way. Yeah, Khitans. If you lose your fish and Khitans are just farming away and they're also raiding you, it's going to be a really bad time. I think Miguel knows it. Barles definitely knows he's in the driver's seat now. And Barles is even trying to wall in Miguel. And Miguel just runs right past with the camels. Oh, jeez. He's trying to trap him into the corner here. Don't think Barles sees that relic either. He doesn't know. No relic victory for us. Bodkin arrow is in for Miguel. This will be nice. The war galleys can finally get some value. TCs are going to take a while to go down from Persians, but Imperial Age is super brutal. Super, super brutal. There's the castle for Miguel. Resign at 35-35. 35-52. Miguel is kind of dead. 35-38. 35-53. Don't price is right me, dude. Barles gets to imp. Miguel. GG'd. What was the time? 35-48. Did anyone say 35-48? I said 35-52. Someone said 35-38. Someone said 35-35. I think I was the closest. I think it was the closest. Great set, though. Barles winning out last 3 games. Like I said before, Barles is the favorite coming into this one. You would expect them to make a deep run in a tournament like this. Very adaptable player. Takes advantage of the map. Great scouting from him on every single map so far. And that is so important. Like, HyperRandom really showcases your scouting. You need to know all the elements. You need to know what's in the corners. You need to know how much value is on each of the golds and the stones so you can plan ahead. And that's exactly what Barles does so well. You can't lose that many villas to scout like Kev raids. Yeah, Miguel also probably just needed to wall, right? You bite the bullet, you just drag a wall across, even if it's not pretty. You funnel him into your spearmen instead of just chasing. But at the same time, like, Miguel was super busy fighting on water, so it's tough, right? It's easier said than done for sure. Okay, so that's 3-1 for